I just went and live streamed on TikTok. Yes, we're back at it. So I've been live streaming on TikTok again. So I don't know if you know anything about TikTok. It used to be a different app, and then it became TikTok. And this was like 5 or 6 years ago. I got really involved with TikTok in like 2018 and 2019. I was live streaming a lot. I was making money on my live streams. I was having a good time. Um, and then I found comedy, found stand up comedy, and fell in love with that and got really hyper focused on writing jokes, doing material. Then 2020 happened, pandemic happened, everything was shut down. And then I wanted to keep doing comedy, so I was doing my live streams on YouTube. And I was hosting comedians and networking with comedians virtually and having shows on YouTube. And then just over the years, I lost contact with TikTok, and but now it's a good tool, so I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to live stream my set that I'm doing at the Haha Comedy Club. I'm going to live stream that on TikTok, see what happens. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of followers out of it. I don't know if I'm going to have 5 viewers, if I'm going to have 50 viewers, 500 viewers. I have no idea. No idea. But I figured it's worth a try to see what happens. This is what we're doing. We're vlogging. We're vlogging the comedy shit that's going on in my brain, what's happening, and I'm going to be sharing with you, my viewers, the stuff I'm doing. I want to share that. I'm not going to show you all my jokes. I'm not going to broadcast all my material. I'm just not. Like, if you want to come see my material, pay for a ticket like everyone else and come out to the show. But I am going to live stream some of my sets, some of my shows. Quite honestly, it's a good way to build a following. But I'm not going to, I'm never going to live stream an hour special until if I get to that Chris Rock level. He live streamed his 1 hour on Netflix last year. Or was it this year? It might have been this year, but like early on this year. Like back in like March. Yeah, actually, because it was after the Academy Awards. Or no, the Academy Award incident happened the year prior. And it took him a year to write the material and then do it. Yeah. But anyways, I think it was like in February or March is when he did his stream on Netflix, his special. And that would be awesome to get to that level. But right now, like, if I just give away all my content for free via live streaming, then when I have enough material and I go on tour, no one's going to buy a ticket because they're just going to be like, oh, I'll just go on TikTok and watch him perform on TikTok. I'll just go on YouTube and watch him perform on YouTube. And you can't do that. Comedians have been getting really popular on social media, but they're all doing crowd work. And the reason they're doing crowd work, one, the audience member feels like they're part of the show. And that's important. It's that relationship. And it's so, in the moment, it's real. So as an audience member, when you see it happen, you see the comedian react to what the audience member said, or you see the person in the audience react verbally to what the comedian said. It's a real conversation, and it's hilarious to witness. But that doesn't mean their jokes aren't as good. But a lot of comedians, they'll just post the crowd work because they're not giving away any of their intellectual property. Because crowd work, you're generally not going to repeat it after it happens once. It's a one and done. So it's easy to post that online. Matt Rife is like king of doing that. Ian Bagg, king of doing that. Like, these guys are incredible. Drew Lynch, incredible. But even Drew Lynch, like, I reached out to Drew Lynch and I asked him, I said, dude, how did you get so good at crowd work? He's like, well, one, I'm always doing it. And two, he goes, the video you see me post on YouTube or Instagram, he goes, that's one good video to the other 30 that were horrible. He goes, not every time you do crowd work interaction is it going to be funny. It's just not. It's a hit or miss situation. But when it hits, you post it, and then it does well. And then the thing is, someone like Drew Lynch, Ian Bagg, Matt Rife, they're performing every single night. So they have way more video to go through to find those nuggets, those things you have to share. I'm getting more and more of those, and I'm performing more and more, so that's good. So we're moving in the right direction. That's what we're doing. Right now, I am cooking chicken for my bougie dogs. If you watched me live stream a little while ago on TikTok, you would have seen that I was cooking chicken. I'm about to cut some chicken up and put it in their food because they love chicken. I don't know. I mean, I know dogs are meat eaters, but I didn't know I was going to have to spend this kind of money to feed my dogs. And we don't have one, we have two very bougie dogs. So we're going to do that. I'm going to live stream tonight on TikTok, the sets. So I'll report back on how that went. Worked on some new jokes last night with my guy Miguel. He came over. I was going to do video, but then I was like, it's kind of weird because... And I'll probably feel a little more comfortable with sharing that at some point. But last night, I mean, I've just started vlogging again a week ago, so I didn't want to like put that pressure on him. But in the future, I might ask him if I can mic him, give him the second mic, and then we're sitting there working through shit. So you can see like that's the raw comedy life, like spending hours writing jokes, putting stuff up on the wall, working it out verbally, and trying to, cut out all the garbage and get to the funny. So, but we worked on some jokes last night. We also worked on trying to get a third person that we want to go on tour with in 2024. We found a headlining comic who said yes. That would be Shang the comedian. Very, very funny dude. Very nice guy. Like him a lot. He said, yeah. He goes, but the problem is like, how are we going to sell the show? Like, what's the angle? That's a big part. So Miguel and I said, well, we'll handle that. We'll figure that out. So we still have a lot of work to do, and we got to go sit with our manager and try to come up with something. And if that all goes well, hopefully we'll be getting some tour dates going into this next year. So I just stopped I was supposed to stop at Starbucks, but I'm on autopilot. That happens to me a lot. I go into this thing I call autopilot, completely space on what I'm doing. Like, I'll miss my exit going home. I've done that so many times. I'll be talking to someone in my car. I could be on the phone talking to someone, and I'll whoop right by my exit. So I did that. I was in my mind when I left my house. I'm gonna go to Starbucks, get my evening drink. I usually get like a sweet vanilla cream cold brew, a little tasty treat in the evening. But spaced out. Drove all the way over to the comedy club, got here. I was like, wow, there's like no one here yet, even though I know it was early. And then I looked down at my cup holder and I realized, shit, I forgot my Starbucks. But yeah, I'm actually really close to the coffee, or I'm really close to coffee shop. I'm really close to the Haha Comedy Club, just around the corner. So I'm gonna get there a little early. I'd like to get to comedy clubs early and just kind of assess the situation. I've been to the Haha a bunch, but especially for a club I've never been at or a place I've never been at, I like to get there an hour or two early. I think it's important. If you can walk over to where the stage is, where the mic will be, if the lights are on, walk up there, kind of envision the room being full of people, and that makes me that just makes me feel so much better at the end of it all. Bus, trying to get behind this bus, but it makes me feel better knowing like what I'm walking into. That was actually advice from my public speaking mentor like 10 years ago. She said when you go somewhere and you're going to do a speech, if you're doing speech and debate, you're going to give a speech anywhere. Like, try to get there early. If you're a little nervous about it, get there early and get up on the stage, envision people there, because if you do that, the more you do it, the more it calms you down, soothes you. So, I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like as a comedian to get on a stage in front of an arena with like 10,000 people. Like that would, like I would definitely have to walk up on stage and get a feel for it before I just was thrown into it. Like if I was just thrown into it, that would, oh God. That would make me want to vomit for sure. This guy took my spot. You son of... See, that's what happened. I found this amazing spot. And then I realized, I don't have my coffee. I'm going to get a headache. So I left. And sure enough, So I have this secret. I like to park in the... Sorry, it's dark. I like to park in the loading zones across LA. Parking in LA is insane. It's very difficult to find parking. There's a lot of restrictions on parking, especially a lot of residential areas have permit parking only after like 6 p.m., 8 p.m., whatever. So if you don't live in the neighborhood, you can't park there. You just can't. So that sucks. But I found a secret, and I'm sharing it with y'all. If you ever come to LA or if you live in LA, that you park in loading zones. So commercial loading zones, the yellow curbs, you can park in those. And I always, if I go in a new area where I'm not certain because I haven't parked there before, I always look it up for that specific city. But most of, LA County, but if you look at cities, like anything LA district, LA city, you can park, I think it's after 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and then anytime on Sunday. You can park in loading zones. So that's what I do. If I go into specific cities, I'll look it up. Is it West Hollywood? Oh my God, West Hollywood. I've gotten so many tickets in West Hollywood for parking. Just they're notorious for having those signs where there's like, I'm sure you've seen memes about it. There's like 5 placards you got to read. One will say, like, don't park there on Tuesdays between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. for street cleaning. Then the next one will say, no parking between 4 and 6 p.m. For no reason. Just no, probably because it's busier at that time. So they're trying to free up a lane. I don't know. But they're notorious for having 4, 5, 6 placards. And so you have to read them all. And you have to do the logic. Okay, well, this one says I can park here. But this one... Actually, I can't park here. So yeah, you gotta be mindful of that shit. You know what? Is someone parking there? There's a loading zone right across the street. It's a very busy street, but it's right across the street from the club. And so I'm gonna park there if I can back into it. Yeah, baby. All right. Sorry, I'm like driving. So, But yeah, so that's a secret for Los Angeles. I highly recommend that if you're driving around, you gotta find the loading zones. But yeah, so I'm doing this show tonight with Percy Rastonji. I think I'm saying it right, Percy. I'm sorry if I'm not. He's got a difficult name to say. But it's a fun lineup. My buddy Jimmy Shoulders is in it. Percy picks some really great comedians, and his shows get pretty wild. He'll get up and do 30 minutes almost every show. He does a show here every 2 weeks, I think. I've seen him do 40, 45 minutes, and just you're fucking hurting from laughing so hard for that entire 40 minutes, 45 minutes. He is really good. And he's a regular now on a Disney TV show. He's got such great energy, super positive. That's really recommended. If you're an actor, you're a musician, you're a comedian, make sure you have positive energy. Make sure you're someone that people want to be around. Don't be a pessimist. A lot of comics are jaded and negative, and I don't know if that's going to work. And it's okay, well, maybe it's not, but don't come at it like that verbally. Put that that shit aside and try to work through whatever the problem is and move forward. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You move on to the next problem, the next hurdle in this business. And there's a lot. But anyways, I'm going to be on stage here shortly. I am going to try live streaming on TikTok. I'm not going to live stream all my shows. That's giving away too much. That's giving too much of my hard work away. But I live streamed earlier on TikTok and just had a lot of fun talking, catching up with some people, because I used to be on TikTok a lot. I have about 18,000 followers on TikTok, but that was through a lot of hard work, a lot of TikTok videos, a lot of live streams, and this was several years ago, and I'm proud of that hard work. But I got away from it because I was doing a lot of stand-up. I was really focused on stand-up, and I didn't like TikTok. I put so much energy into it. I was like, I rather focus my attention on stand-up and getting better as fast as possible, because that's really where my heart is. That's what I love doing. And so I live streamed today, and I had quite a few people on the live stream. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try live streaming tonight. I'm going to live stream my show. Like, I can't live stream all the comics. That's just wrong. It's wrong to record people. It's wrong to share their jokes in any shape or form. So I'm going to live stream basically from the green room. Like, once I know the lineup, I'm going to live stream from the green room, and then go from there. I will, when I know it's almost my time to get up, I'll go out, and we might hear a little bit of the host before he brings me up, of course, because I got to set my camera up. But I won't be sharing their material. I can't do that. But I will report back and let y'all know how it went. I don't know if I'm gonna wear this coat. It's a little chilly out. It's like all puffy. Yeah, I do have a gut. It's like a life preserver. Remember the Back to the Future when Michael J. Fox character in the first one, he's wearing a vest like this, and they're like, "Oh, you a sailor? Why are you wearing that life preserver?" But no, I like this vest. I got my new Nirvana shirt on. That's probably all when I go up on stage, I get sweaty. I really do. Like, I'm a sweater. I sweat on stage. I keep a bandana in my back pocket just in case I'm up there too long and I get drippy. Then I can at least pull out my bandana, wipe my face off, wipe my neck off, whatever. I don't know if I'll need it tonight. I'm probably not doing any more than 8 or 10 minutes. But I will probably be taking this jacket off. But it's so poofy. I feel so fat in this thing. Anyways. All right, let's go have some fun.
Probably with my face in my crotch. 78 years from now, some dude's going to be walking up and go, dick in the mouth. Like, what? And as my eyes started opening up, I was like, oh God. I almost had my dick in my mouth. Guys, follow me on Instagram, Chris Kidder Comedy. I love you.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, so just got home from the comedy club. I was supposed to do a 10-minute set, but then it got shortened by 2 minutes. I was given 8 minutes, and was told, "Oh, everyone's getting shortened because the show's running long." But the guy who produces the show, it's his show. He ended up doing like 35 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever he did. So that was a little frustrating, and maybe he thought I didn't bring anybody, because he really likes people to promote and get people out, which I did. But it's not like I have a personal code tied to my name with the ticket, so it's not like he can tell how many people I had there anyways, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We had fun. I was live streaming the set on TikTok. So I ended up live streaming on TikTok for probably like 45 minutes and brought the camera out and put it, in the tripod and started streaming my set when I went up on stage. And man, dude, TikTok is just bullshit, dude. It really is. Like, I think I got 3 or 4 minutes into my set, and then they turned, they froze the live and said I couldn't go live for another 20 minutes or something like that because of sexual chat. Like I was talking about sex on stage, and I wasn't even graphic. I wasn't being vulgar, like, per se, but I have this joke about my phobia of ending up dying with my dick in my mouth, and it's like, it's really a stupid joke, but like, that's where you draw the line. TikTok, come on, dude. You go on TikTok, it's not all kid stuff. Plus, it asked me if it was 18 plus content, and I said yes. So what's 18 plus content? Why are you asking if it's okay for kids or not? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I say it's not okay for kids, I should be able to drink, smoke, do drugs, talk about sex. It's not like we're showing it. We're not showing nudity. But I should be able to talk about it on stage. And then you're going to say, oh, I violated your guidelines. It's so dumb. So dumb. And it's frustrating. You put all this work in, you get excited about doing something, and then TikTok goes, no, you can't do that. And then you see other people doing it. You see big, like if I had a million subscribers, a million followers on TikTok, they'd probably be like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's Chris Kidder. He can say that. He can do that. Ugh, losing my hair, dude. But anyways, overall the show went well. I tried my new joke, my new World Trade Towers 9/11 joke in the middle. Did my opening set, my opening bit, that all went well. Then did the 9/11 stuff. Went about as well as I thought it would. The room, there was a lot of people in the room. I heard two people, like literally two distinctive laughs at the joke in the whole room full of people, which I personally thought was hilarious. And then someone went, oh, like they just had this big loud moan. And I was like, what? Like, you have a problem with modern architecture? Because it's a joke about how they remodeled the trade towers. And it's so stupid. But I was happy with what I got out of it, being the first time saying it on stage. And then shortly after that, I got the light, and then I did my closer. And I actually got a nice big applause break, because my closer that I'm doing right now talks about, like, don't drink and drive. And I do this whole kind of like speech to kind of draw the crowd in. And my closer went over really well, so I was very happy with that. But yeah, that's about it for the night. Overall, very happy with tonight's sets. Still got a lot of work to do. The 9/11 joke needs a lot of work. Yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.